Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nigel here, and today we're back with another topic to talk about. And I wanted to talk about comeback mechanics in fighting games because a lot of fighting games recently have a lot of comeback mechanics, which, in my opinion, they're cool, and then sometimes they're not cool. It just depends on the game for me, honestly, if I like them or not. Like, say for instance, Street Fighter or Tekken, for instance. Tekken's would be the rage meter, so you do more damage when you're lower health, and you get the rage drive, which most of the time, if the attack is plus when you hit the opponent, or the rage art that has armor, does a cinematic move, looks cool, this, that, and this. Sometimes it annoyed me, especially in the early stages of Tekken 8, because I did not know what to do for Winton rage art, especially against Steve. I didn't know all you had to do was just duck and then you could punish him. So stuff like that for beginner players. And then once I figured it out, things were fine. Sometimes you can sidestep it, but some rage arts at home, so it's like, yeah. So it really does depend on combat mechanics. And then, like for instance, Street Fighter, you have a V trigger. Some characters have oppressive V triggers. Like if I would say a character, they would easily be like Urien or something. Urien has a really good V trigger. Guile, V trigger 1 specifically. So it's just stuff like that. And I think about older games and how they didn't have any comeback mechanics. You just had to get good or you would lose. That's just how it was. And I'm thinking more specifically like, I guess like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or something, because MVC3 had X Factor, and X Factor was, from what I understand and me playing it, X Factor is just broken. Like that's what I get from that. So it's like, dude, that's the huge comeback mechanic in the entire game I've ever seen. Like it does all damage. I think it gives you health too. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, like I was saying, back in the older days, it's just that things were just really different how comeback mechanics were, because there wasn't pretty much a comeback mechanic for a lot of games. It just, you had to get good or you lost. It was that simple, really. If your defense wasn't good enough, you lose. Your offense wasn't good enough, you lose. And then the new age games, I think it's somewhat of a, not want to say simplifying the game or making it easier, but it kind of feels like that when you add certain mechanics, like, again, some like X Factor or sparking. So I'm going to mention MVC3 again, because for instance, one character that's really impressive already, which is, we already know, Virgil in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Very impressive person from when I've looked at his gameplay, see what he does, and played him a little bit, and then seen tournament plays. You kind of just destroy people. I'm not even going to mention Phoenix. That's just a given, especially if she dies, comes back, no. But imagine him with X Factor. He will just destroy you. He will destroy you. There's nothing, you can win, but it's near impossible, it feels like. It's crazy how comeback mechanics can just be so oppressive, because thinking about it now in other games, like what else could be like a comeback mechanic? I guess you could say maybe like an Ultra in Street Fighter 4, because how it depends on how low your health is. It's not like just a super meter, because I already have that. It's something different entirely. So a lot of games have comeback mechanics, like I said before. Spark, which would be fighters, Tekken, rage meter, again Street Fighter 5 with the V triggers, and the ultras for 4, and even to a certain extent Power Rangers, I guess, like about Power for the Grid, like summoning a Megazord. You could deplete somebody in that game. That's kind of funny. But oh yeah, and I almost forgot, I guess you could say Instinct from Killer Instinct as well, but I haven't really dabbled too much into KI, like playing wise. I've watched it, but I'm not sure how powerful it could be depending on the character. I don't know. So overall, I would probably have to say it could kind of be a double-edged sword for just certain how they do the comeback mechanic. It could be bad and good, because say for instance, a person's winning, doing good, they're hitting with the 50-50 mix-up, whatever they're doing, grabbing them, doing their stuff, winning. And then all of a sudden, Tiny Tim here activates his V trigger X Factor, right, and says "wabam," and then he's almost halfway dead. And it's like all of his progression gone. And then the bright side, he could still use his comeback mechanic as well, or he could just probably die because he couldn't react fast enough. But it's still a good spectacle for also the audience that is watching. If this, it's like this was a tournament player, just your friends, it'll look cool, But the buddy who was winning, he will not feel good about that at all. There's no way. He's like, dude, I can't believe I lost to Urian's X Factor level 3 V-Trigger thing. Like, you're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna feel good about that. Yeah, that's just my thoughts overall. I think they're cool. It just depends how they do it, honestly. Like I said, it just depends how they do it. Sometimes it's a little but yeah, I can deal with it, you know, as long as it's not I don't want to see no X Factor again. That's all I'll just say. I don't want to see no X Factor, because even in MVCI with the stones, they weren't like that crazy compared to X Factor. But yeah, that's all I had to talk about today. So what do you guys think? You guys like comeback mechanics? You guys don't like comeback mechanics? Let me know down in the comment section below. And I hope you guys have a great day, night, noon, afternoon. I almost said Sunday. Whatever time period you guys live at, man. And I will see you guys next time.